Okay viewers, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, thanks for stopping by. Now on this episode of my do-it-yourself projects on Raiseway, what I'm going to make today and show you how to make is what is that, you say? Well, it's called a rocket stove. It could be used for camping, it could be used for survival situations. Generally I would say more of a camping thing, that you don't want to take a big bundle of wood, or you don't want to take propane bottles with you. If you're out roughing it, you know, a little device like this, you can cook your food with sticks that you find on the ground. You can put your pot on top of here. Now, as you see, a couple differences from the video that I made this, okay, and you'll see that when I come in here. It kind of looked kind of shoddy, so I wanted to improve the top, and then I decided not to go with the handle at this point. And so what we're going to do is I'll show you how I made this so you can make your very own. Okay viewers, to make that rocket stove that you saw there, you're going to need several different sizes of cans. I mean, what I got is a big soup can, restaurant style type of Costco style, let's say green bean, big 6-pound can, okay. Obviously you see the circle I drew on there. Then I got a couple of these cans which are I don't know, 18 ounce, whatever, but these were like crushed tomato cans. And one, I'm going to keep the bottom in this one, and another one here, I cut both sides off, of course, top and bottom, and I'm going to slice down the middle because I'm going to fit that inside this one to make a higher chimney to raise to the level of this of the outside container. Okay, so I'll show you all that. And I also got another circle cut out for that too, and that's for this can, which is one of those big baked bean cans that you see. So that's gonna act as the shaft, let's say, that you put your wood in, and you have your opening for your fuel, for your air. You know, you put the sticks above, and then the air will flow in below. And the final can I got here is a little soup can, which I'm going to take the bottom off, and I'm going to cut this in half and flatten it out, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a slice into this can. As it sticks out, the stove will be sticking out like about that, but you put a slice in it and you shove that in as a shelf, and what that does is separates the sticks that you put in from the airflow that comes in the bottom. Okay, so you get a good heat mixture, and it burns real hot, comes up the chimney or stack, let's say, and then your stove. Okay, so what I had to do is I had to take this, trace it around this can here, so when I cut that out I can shove that in, and then on the inside can, this can is going to be put on the inside here, fits right in the center right there. Okay, so when this can goes in, it's going to go in through this and into that. Okay, so you'll see the product as I go. So a lot of these things, now what some people do, if you don't have a Dremel tool, which I do have, and I'm going to use, so what some people do is drill the holes all the way around and take snips. You know, once you get the little hole in there, from hole to hole, like every 1/8 of an inch, you snip each one out. That way it gives you you're able to pull out the center. But again, I'm going to use a Dremel tool. Some people use, you can use tin snips. Whatever you have would work. Okay, anything that cuts metal. The most important part is make sure you wear gloves and some eye protection. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the Dremel fired up. We're going to cut out these things and watch me build this rocket stove. I went through a couple bits on the Dremel, so just put that away for a second. Found some edges here, of course. Now, again, I still gotta cut this down the middle, and I'll probably just do it with that tin sticks. But what I wanted to show you is the progress here. So obviously, you got the can right there. You're going to put that in right in the center and line up that can. And once we have it in, we're going to fill it in with gravel. It acts like an insulator. You can put sand, you can put perlite, you can put, people put fiberglass insulation, people put ash. I'm using some gravel. It helps keep the heat, the outside heat, the sides from getting all hot. You know, insulates it. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to cut some slots down here, fold in some pieces here, because another part I'm going to do to keep, well, I don't know where it's at, but oh, here it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the lid part here, and it's going to fit down over top. I'm going to fold some edges in, and it's going to act as a lid, and it will keep all the gravel in there. Okay, so I'm still going to cut that. I got this circle here I'm going to cut out, and I'm going to slice this in half and put it in there, of course. But I wanted to show you the fit that we have here. Okay, so and I went around with the Dremel to knock off some edges, and again, the idea is to just squeeze it in there. You want a tight fit. It may be good to have a glove on, just in case. You know, so once you get in like that, see, snaps in. Then the harder point is getting the one on the inside in there, because that's also a tight fit, and you want that in there, just like that. That's in. Straighten it up. So it sits in the center like that. There we go. So if you can see that or not like that, hopefully you can, based on how I'm filming here. So you see I got going in both sides. Again, in around here is going to be that gravel, and I'm going to put the other piece in and raise it up. So let me continue on, and I'll keep working, and you can watch my progress. Alright viewers, just to give you an idea where I'm at right now. So I got the inside in there, the extra cut can up through the middle, so it's just as high as the top. Now why I marked off this yellow tape here, these are going to stay up. Okay, I put some cuts in here. I'm going to fold them down to put this lid. Like I said, I'm going to cut a hole in this lid. It's going to slide over there, and that's going to come up through it, and everything's going to get folded down. And I'm going to put that gravel, I'm going to fill all this gravel in first around the sides, cut the hole in that, put it over top, fold the edges. I'm going to fold the edges down first, put it in, put the lid on, put the gravel in, put the lid on, then the fold other edges down on top of it so it's supported on both sides. Okay, and then from there I'll pull the tape off these other ones. These were just giving me a guide. Those are the ones that is going to stay up and support the pot you put on here to you know, cook with and so forth. I was just using that as a guide, a figure, so a visual point. So and then lastly I'm going to put the slice in here. I already did cut a can in half, and so when I slice that, I'll shove this in. That way the air can come through the bottom here as I shove sticks in the top. Okay, so let me start cutting this lid of this can, fill it up with gravel and fold it over, and you're pretty much done here. Now hang on. All right, at this point, I've got it filled up with gravel. I cut the hole in this. So I'm gonna shove this down in here, you know, fold some of these tabs down, place this in here, fold the other tabs over it, so it would be finished and concealed. So let me do that. So I still gotta cut these couple slots here, put that thing in there, and we'll be firing this thing up shortly. All right, basically here's the finished product. I got that little separator air for the sticks and the airflow. I liked a lot of airflow. The more air, the hotter it's going to burn. The less fuel you're going to need. It's going to rip roar. Now it may not be the prettiest looking thing in the world, but like I indicated, it's full of gravel. And you fold tabs over from the can inside and the outside on both levels. Like I folded that before I put this lid in there, and then folded it again. That way it's held in there tight on both sides. Now of course these are the prongs that are going to stick up so you can put your pot on the top. Now what I have a tea stand that I'm going to put on top of there just to firm it up and be able to put different size pots and so forth, even a tea kettle on there, right? Boil water. So let's get this fired up. Well, viewers, the only place I have to do this is on my gas grill at this point, because it just rained not too long ago and some of the wood I was going to use is wet. So we'll give it a go anyhow. We'll put it on the grill, we'll fire it in some wood, and we'll check it out. And like I indicated, you know, those are up there to support your pot. See, as you can see, it's burning pretty good. You got some flame going there. And the idea is that you don't have to bring, like when you go camping or in a survival situation. Well, you know, I don't think that people may have a Dremels with them in survivor situations. Or things like that, but maybe tin snips and maybe some types of cans, maybe not the cans that I have here, but the idea is to use wood that you can find easily on the ground. And again, in camping, you know, this is something you don't have to worry about packing wood. You know, have something like this, and you know, you just find the sticks on the ground, and it's very efficient. You know, you got that airflow underneath there that it just allows it to come in and get oxygen. Now again, I'm on my grill, but you know, when you're outside and stuff and you see which way the flame's going or the wind's blowing, you just make sure you direct the front of it in that direction so the wind goes in, and you get good airflow. So we're gonna let this crank up for a little bit longer, and hell, I mean, right now you can start cooking, right? You got heat, you got flame, but you want to try to get that all rip roaring. So give it a few more moments. We'll put the skillet on, fry up an egg. Again, we got that fire going, got that air in there, got some more fuel in the intake here. Again, you got to get small sticks anyhow, because again, you're putting it in like a half a can, so it's not like you're gonna get a whole, cut down a tree and bring a whole core of wood. And obviously I got the skillet on the top getting hot. Now, I didn't put this thing on here because I wanted to show you the flame and so forth. Now if I did have that on there, that may block some of the flame. This leaves it a nice open area here for airflow as well, and to have the flame be able to surround the skillet. So give it a couple seconds here, then I'll put that egg on and fry it up. I mean, you can see the skillet's nice and hot. See if I can do this with one hand, you know. There you go. Okay, viewers, the morning after, I'm rethinking this rocket stove that I made. Now, what I didn't like in the morning here, you know, looking at it, kind of does look like a little shoddy, you know. You do have these foldovers. Like I said when I made it earlier, you know, doesn't look the best, but you know, it does the job. Now we saw it does the job last night when we fired it up. But what I thought is I'll cut another lid open and we'll put it over top of there to kind of hide the tabs, plus to keep them from like getting cut on it or snagging some gear or anything like that when you carry this around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to like throw some self tappers in here, just like 4, just to hold it down nice and snug. That way it gives it a better clean appearance, and then we'll take it from there. I may fire, if I can find a coat hanger, I may fire a, you know, a hook on here, but you know, a handle, but probably not. It depends if I have one or not. So let me put this on here and we'll start the video off fresh. Okay, viewers, that concludes this video on my Raizeway do-it-yourself project of a rocket stove. Hopefully you find this something that you can utilize if you're a camper, or if you just have a bunch of soup cans laying around and figured, what can I do with them instead of throwing them in a recycle bin. So again, thanks for checking out my video, and I'll have some other projects coming soon. Have a good day.